this still operating?
Oh yes.
Wonderful.
It operates, and they're
Is there any way you can take a picture of that, Stephen?
very modernized.
I think I can take a better one if I get out, though.
Okay, great.
And we can get any angle around here you want.
Okay.
They're so modernized now. They used to bring the cotton in wagons, and they had a big sucker pipe, and a man would get up in that wagon and he would suck all this cotton up, and it would throw it up. Who is that?
Hey, Mr. Davis.
Good evening. How you doing?
Fine, sir.
These are
Yankees.
New York Yankees here.
He's not really.
Wanted to see what a cotton gin looks like.
I see.
Yeah.
This is Danny Moses. He's the boss around here.
How you doing?
This is Gene in the back and Stephen over here. Stephen's really from
Seguin.
Seguin,
Okay, you close.
and they're gonna. Gene's gonna be in a Horton Foote play in New York starting next month,
Outstanding.
and wanted to see what
Very
a
excited.
what a cotton gin looked like.
Well, we're just a small little mom and pop operation,
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
but Dad's put it together. I took it over in '63. My father is the third owner of this plant, and we know we got paperwork back in 1920, but we feel like it was probably here prior to. It's
Right.
the longest running gin in Wharton, Texas.
Is it really? Okay.
The longest running business in
Yeah.
Wharton, Texas.
Wow. That's impressive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some wonderful customers.
I bet.
I was just explaining that originally they got the cotton out of wagons with a sucker pipe, and then I hadn't gotten to the modules or the round bales yet to describe all that, but
Come a long way.
it sure has changed.
Sure has. Sure has. Lots of changes. I just
But-
thought,
You know, they haven't, the original principle of how you get the seed out of the cotton is pretty
No.
much like old Eli came up with, isn't it?
that's right. It's remained the same, except
Really?
it's so much faster.
Yeah.
It's the same
The
machinery,
principle is
just
there.
bigger.
Yeah.
It is the same machine. I bought an 1890s model Munger gin stand. It hadn't been a few months ago to restore, and I'm gonna put it in the office.
Yeah.
The girls don't know it yet, but it's going under the TV. We're gonna have a glass top on it. It'll be in there before they do know.
Well, in the play, there's a character by the name of Slim Murray, and Judge Rabot keeps telling him what a great gin man he is. And he's one of the sheriffs in the play, but he's thinking of going back and being a gin man. What exactly does that mean? Mean running a gin?
Either running or just maybe working in one.
You know, they don't teach that in school.
Right.
The gin man. It is the knowledge of the machinery and the fiber and the process of cleaning and what it takes. And you can damage the fiber, and you can certainly damage the machinery.
Okay.
Lots of different scenarios.
Okay.
But a good gin man knows that gin in and out and exactly what's going on with the fiber.
With the fiber.
And
Thank
it's all
you.
about what goes out that back door, fiber quality,
Right.
and how you can maintain the integrity of the fiber.
And it comes out. What does it come out in bales? How does it come out?
500-pound bales
Wow.
of lint that's ready to go to the mill to be woven into fabric. And you have cotton, so many different grades. But you have Walmart cotton, and you have Saks Fifth Avenue cotton.
And you have Bloomy's cotton.
you pay
Yeah.
the
you
difference.
Pay. You sure do. Yeah. Right.
So,
Now in the old days when you ginned a bale that was bigger, it went to a compress, but you compress it now to the same size they did, or was that an even
no,
greater
it's a
compression?
lot smaller. It's called a UD bale, universal density, and that is so we can get so much more in a container or on
Right.
a ship.
But is that
4
is
pounds per square foot.
is that as small as the one they used to do down at the port at the compress?
Same thing.
Same. That's what I
they
thought.
did. Of course, they don't do that anymore either.
They don't need to because all the gins do their own compressing. You eliminated one more step,
Right.
or middleman.
But the farmers, it doesn't get milled before the farmers take a look at it. I mean,
Doesn't get milled. They get a sample
of the
out of the ginned bale.
the gin. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, every bale has like a social security number, and it can be tracked all the way back to where it was manufactured, all the way to the spinning point where it is final manufacturing, they can trace that cotton all the way down.
Wow.
And then when it gets to the mill, they'll take these bales and blend them together to get whatever kind of quality of fiber they want.
Right.
But when I put my bale number on, which is kind of like a social security number,
Right.
Yeah, ID
and
number.
a grade, an ID, that ID goes all the way, follows that cotton all the way.
And your ID is not only that you ginned it, but who grew it, isn't it?
No, it's just too gentle.
The grower's not on. So they can only trace it back to the gin. But you could then connect that bale number with the farmer
I could.
here.
Yeah,
But it doesn't go beyond you.
Once it leaves here, it's gone.
So
In somebody else's hands.
if it had a water moccasin in it, they couldn't tell whose farm it came from.
No, they wouldn't. It would be my responsibility. Too much moisture. We package grade A bales, and if it's not a grade A bale, when it gets to the merchant, I own that bale, not the farmer.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
That's your problem,
So
yeah.
it's my job to make sure they get there pristine. At one time, my family had 10 cotton gins operating. I was a child. And then my father has run 3 at a time. My grandfather, my uncles ran gins. I grew up around it at the dinner table,
Yeah.
holidays. Everybody could run it
But-
better than the others.
But there used to be cotton buyers that bought right here from the gin.
Oh, absolutely.
And do they still do that?
No, yes, but not like
Not as much.
back then. We would have a sample house. Dad had a house right over here, and they would just lay out samples, and the buyers would come in here and pull, and stretch, and they'd class the cotton themselves personally. Now we send the samples to Corpus and have a government classing office, and it's climate controlled and all the testing procedures are the same. As close as it's going to be the same. Whether
Presumably
you're
by
Arkansas, Louisiana,
an
Mississippi.
unbiased party.
Sir?
Presumably by an unbiased party.
Yeah, it's the government.
Yeah.
But really, all the classing offices in the U.S. climately controlled, and all this is pretty much so they can class everything the same.
Yeah.
Right. So are there, do you get your cotton from cotton farms around here, local or?
Oh
no?
yeah.
Local.
You do?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where are they?
All around. We'll drive by
Okay,
some.
I would love to see them.
I have, so far, just talking to my farmers, I'll have 14,000 acres. And the average of all that cotton would be 14 months haul from my trucks to go get it and bring it. And we haul in 22, 27,000 pounds at a time.
Yeah.
Around here, the percentage harvested by custom harvesters is probably not over 10%.
Really? That many farmers own their own machines?
Yeah, or brothers,
Yeah.
or the man right down the road,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and they help each other.
Yeah.
Where in other parts of the country, the farmers don't help each other like we do around here. It's a family.
Yeah.
I have third generation farmers right here. It is something special.
That is something very
My
special.
father created this and kept this gin going all these years. And believe me, he went through him and Selita, mother, tough time, really tough.
Yeah.
They managed.
Yeah. Yeah. And how cool that you are continuing.
Now,
How wonderful that you are continuing.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Could this possibly have been a cotton field?
That is a cotton field.
Oh my God! Stephen, can you take a
it's-
picture of
It's
it?
just newly planted.
Oh
See
my
how low it
God!
is?
How
It's, it's way behind the corn,
uh-huh.
but that is cotton.
It's way behind it. What do you mean by that? It's
Well, the corn now is about 4 feet
Oh, I see.
high.
I see what you're
This was
saying.
planted later.
Okay. Right.
See the color of that soil?
Uh-huh.
That's that light, caney land. It's so fertile,
And it's so right for cotton, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
or
beautiful.
anything else.
I'm loving the wrong man again, playing a game I can't possibly win. I'll be one.
Albert H. Foote. The H is for Harrison. And that's why Horton named his fictitious town Harrison
Right.
for this.
And is that March 5th? Yeah, 1864. He is.
Died in 1899,
Right.
and the convict took place around 1905.
1905, that's right.
Yeah. But can you read this right here?
Yep. Erected by his son.
Yeah. This is Lillian Foote in Horton. And that's his brother, John Steve Foote, and his wife, Betty.
So, and that's his mom, right?
Over here, the Brooks.
The Brooks,
Right.
right. And his father is over with them. How come his father's not here?
They didn't have this lot at that time. See,
Okay,
it's fairly new.
It's
this,
very
this
new.
curbing is newer.
Okay.
And I don't know how long Horton owned this, but they put this big marker up when Lillian died in 1992.
I see. This car is unbelievable. Did you get a picture of his
I've
car?
gotten several pictures.
Yeah, okay, good.
But I'd like to get some video of you guys in front of it, maybe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and maybe with the Elvis Presley soundtrack. You know, aren't you lonesome tonight?
Sounds good.
John Guare was here. Do you know of John Guare?
Yeah.
He wrote a
House
Why
of
was
Blue
he
Leaves.
here?
he wrote a thing for the Lincoln Center for the production of dividing the estate. So he came to Horton to do the trip. And in his write-up, he said, we went to the Horton Country Club. Everyone ordered fried catfish. I got mine broiled. Bad mistake.
Okay, I will note that.
And remind me
Wow.
to tell you a story about him.
Charles, you have to
when he was here.
like write a memoir. All these people you have known and throughout your life.
This is a ship in the Texas Navy named Wharton. And these are the Horton brothers from Pennsylvania
That this is
that
named
founded
after.
this town.
Wow. And that's 1832?
1836 was the Texas Revolution. So Texas won its independence in 36,
Uh-huh.
became a republic for 10 years, and then in 45 joined the Union.
Right.
The only state that was ever a nation.
Yes, yes, and it definitely is a part of the psychology of you all.
Absolutely,
You
you
know,
bet.
you guys are your own men and your own women.
That is true.
Is this the footwall or?
Yes, it is.
Oh wow!
Let me
So
get it.
we have to get
Light
it.
on
Oh,
that.
this is wonderful.
Here we go.
This is wonderful. Wow. Oh my God. Whoever did this is fantastic. Look at all of his awards. Jeez.
There's McQueen and Lee Remick on the sidewalk in Horton while
Where's-
they were filming
Oh, up here.
at top.
Huh.
This is Steve McQueen with Horton's mother, Hallie Brooks.
You've got to be kidding me.
Uh-huh.
Oh my. I hope he was polite.
He was all right.
I hope he was polite.
And this is in front of the cemetery set that we pointed out. to
That you said that you
Yeah.
needed the makeshift, yeah. Does Horton Foote Jr. look like his father?
Somewhat.
Do the sons look like, because I think Hallie looks a lot like her dad.
See, here's Hallie.
Oh, she looks the same.
Yeah.
She really does.
And this is Daisy.
That's Daisy.
That's Lillian. Horton. This is
Horton,
Horton
Jr.
Jr. and Walter.
Right.
Walter ultimately was the tallest one in the family.
What do you mean? He really is
He
the
grew
tall?
tall, yeah.
Really?
He
Wow.
played basketball at Texas.
Did he really?
Uh-huh. And this is either Mulligan or, I guess it's
I guess it's
Robert
Robert Mulligan.
Mulligan,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who's the director of Kill a Mockingbird, right?
Yes, and
Uh.
he and Pakula, I think, was the producer, and they both were involved in Traveling Lady,
Oh, they were.
Baby the Rain Must Fall. That was right after their success with Mockingbird.
Oh, gee. I still can't believe it. Oh my God. Oh my. Hi, I'm sitting at Horton Foote's desk. This is where he wrote in longhand. And as Kelly's assistant told us, he would just put them on the chair in the morning. He often stayed up all night writing. So this is Thursday morning, and we came to Wharton, I guess, on Tuesday night. But we've had an extraordinary day. Yesterday we had an extraordinary day with Charles Davis and Stephen, how do you pronounce her name? Murtis?
Murtis, yeah.
Murtis. And so we're decompressing a little bit, getting ready to go back to New York. But I spent the night in Horton Foote's bedroom last night, and I really couldn't sleep. So I only have like maybe 2 or 3 hours sleep. He has an extraordinary library in this home here in Wharton. I've really never seen anything like it. If you are an actor or interested in theater or literature, he seems to have everything by Willa Cather, who's one of my favorite American authors. He seems to have everything by William Faulkner, everything by playwright William Inge, everything obviously by Tennessee Williams, and then a lot on Charles Ives, a composer, classical composer, American classical composer that he would write to. But I've never seen anything quite like it. My parents have an extensive library, but this, not to the extent as this is of literature and drama. And I also have been looking at the pictures, and I'm wondering if some of these paintings aren't by Horton Foote himself. So I have to ask Hallie that. But I don't know, Stephen, how are you feeling this morning after that day we had yesterday?
We packed a lot into a very short amount of time.
We really did. We packed like a lifetime into 3 days, and I'm still processing it all. But there is definitely a real peace in this house, and it's like walking in to not only another world but another century. And I see that Mr. Foote had a lot invested in keeping this space very sacred and very connected to his family. There are family portraits in every room. So anyhow, we're on our way back to New York City, but and I will get back to you with a more focused and reflective analysis of what we experienced.
Yeah. And I would add one other thing, which I'm sure you would absolutely agree with, is the hospitality by
Peerless.
by the people that live here in Wharton has been amazing.
It has been amazing. Yeah, it has been amazing. Yes, we were wined and dined. We were wined and dined. Yeah, it's I guess maybe a lot of small towns are like this, but I don't know. This particular town, I feel there's these very strong individuals, but they're all connected in some way. They all know one another from my experience here, in some way. And so there's a certain respect, a certain affection, a certain bond that you just feel. And Stephen and I were not obviously of that network, but I feel if we came back, we would be greeted at some way as a friend and someone that they had bonded with. So anyhow, adios, and it breaks my heart that we could only stay here one night, but off to New York. We start rehearsals on Tuesday.
must be something more to love that we've been leaving out. Vows we made to one